गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू गना शॉट। गना शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है। I brought the Ramjet back because we are talking Pakistan, and I'm sure the Ramjet, the first target will be in Pakistan, right? I hope so, right? Pakistan is an emotional friend, we have to hit it first that way, right? Uh, at the outset, I see Akash is back here after a long time. Welcome, Akash, back. Glad to have you back here. I hope you're all well and fine and in good nick. If you had a holiday from us, damn good. Welcome back. Okay, we're gonna talk about Pakistan. You're gonna talk. There's a lot of talk these days about JF-17 sale all over the world, Nigeria, Libya, yeah, all that, and it's projecting Pakistan in a particular light and direction. But when you read about Pakistan and when you look behind the curtain, it's a grim situation. We know Pakistan is nothing very great. I mean, we know that all. It's not a it, it's not a discovery of India kind of a thing. We know their economy is in a bad shape. Things are bad, but well, things are getting really bad, and that's what I'm going to put across to you. Uh, Things are different from before because the people are getting hit. But we'll do both sides of the story. The narrative which Pakistan is projecting, and of course the reality of the armed Pakistani. And what do we do in that kind of a thing? That's the $1 million question which I intend to answer today. Let's get going. I saw this article today by Shekhar Gupta in print. Pakistan se Azadi. Grow up India. Stop giving it prime real estate in your psyche. Well, very well written article. Um, if, say, 3 years back I had read this article, I would have gone with them 100%. Why 3 years back? Even about a year and a half back before uh, Pelgam happened, I would have gone with it. Pakistan was a nuisance you had to tolerate. It's like each ना कुछ भी होता है वो कुछ छोड़ दो that kind. So you tolerate it, put some powder on top of the ditch and finish it and get going. And you have to start looking over Pakistan. But I think in the past 1 year, a few things have changed. And, and what's changed is the fact that you mightn't look over Pakistan. Does Pakistan look over you? He argues that the gap between India and Pakistan is too high. I agree. They'll never catch up. वो भिखारी का भिखारी रहेगा. He'll remain a beggar. That's why I said nuclear beggar. He's got nuclear weapons and he's a beggar. So hence Pakistan is a nuclear beggar. As simple as that, right? But can you ignore him? Because the the reason for Pakistan's existence is anti-India. The people are hardcore anti-India. They hate India. Okay, and they're growing, and they're growing in an indoctrinated manner, right? And and each military ruler who comes epitomizes a fresh degree of hate, okay, and a fresh degree of loot, both. He loots the country and infuses another bout of higher degree of anti-India hate. Uh, then, of course, this guy talks of he being a dumpster and we being a Mercedes. At least he's acknowledged that we are Mercedes or dumpster. So, right? So, this with this kind of a psyche on Pakistan, you can't ignore it. Right? You can't ignore it. You'll be a fool to ignore it. It shouldn't so happen that one day you're parked your I mean, you should never get caught in a situation you parked your Mercedes somewhere and a dumpster comes and wantedly hits it. वो तो फिर तो बेवकूफ है. Then you're bloody being a damn big fool. So you might as well be proactive about it. When you want to be proactive, what do you want to do? You go and shoot him and kill him and cut him and all. No, we'll discuss that. And this is my logic. And but we need to understand this dichotomy, which I said is showing up in a big manner. Let's get going. You see, it's not new in Pakistan. The storytelling. So there's a lot of storytelling which goes in Pakistan. So I picked up some old clippings of 1971, dated clippings from Dawn, this great Dawn. What did they say then? Huh? Yeah, 49 Indian jets downed on the second day. They said 49 jets are downed. Then they said now it's all out war and seven airfields have been hit. India's gone. This is the story. And big gains on land and in air. So after midway by about 7th or 8th, I don't know which date it is, but it's somewhere in that. Enemy has lost 20 outposts, but more importantly, the bag is 74 aircraft. Okay, at that time. And around 10th December, they went up to 95 uh, IAF jets down. And by 17th December, Pakistan gone. West Pakistan only. East Pakistan, Bangladesh. This is the story. This is their story. I'm not saying my story. Okay. And like I always say, I will pick up mostly from their stories only. So when you talk of Pakistan, these things we should, keep in mind. This fiction which comes out of Pakistan is something you have to take into account and handle it. Okay. See, like suddenly last month, this fellow that their air chief, he got up and said, "Oh, we are a regional stabilizer." He stabilize क्या करता है यार? He doesn't stabilize his own house. He wants to go and stabilize everyone's house. What does he stabilize? We'll see what he stabilizes. We'll see. We'll see layer by layer what is Pakistan stabilizing. It can't stabilize itself, right? And now the latest thing which I discussed in the morning, they want to form an alliance between Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and these people. They're more interested in these things. This is the narrative, which means Pakistan is a great power. See, they're looking at those. It's a military security state with a constitutional dictatorship. That's my definition of Pakistan. So, a constitutional dictatorship which runs a military security state cannot think of anything else. Okay, they cannot think of anything else. That's one way of looking at it. And the second way, and actually the real way of looking at it is, this fellow, that field marshal, when he took over, he went all around. He said, "I'll get $10 billion, and I'll put that SIFC, Special Investment Facilitation Council, and with that, there'll be a lot of investment into Pakistan." Ye, wo. Nothing has happened. 3 years are gone. Zero, 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 pata zero, zero. So economically, this man has failed. So what is he trying? I mean, we have to understand that. This is the important thing. What is he trying? He is trying to uh, do a military economic capture of Pakistan with this hype. I'm selling airplanes. I'm the regional stabilizer. This, that. I have a great. I have a great standing with Saudi Arabia and Turkey and in the Muslim world. So I'm great. And hoping like hell someone gives him money. Because the whole story of this is, yes, paisa chahiye, rokda. You need money. So where will he get this money from? Either he'll get from military sales or he'll get from Saudi Arabia. But is Saudi Arabia prepared to underwrite this whole country of 250 Bukananga Pakistanis? We'll see. Okay. Now, this chap Javed Hussain comes out with a tweet. He says, nearly a month on from Reuters. Now, Reuters is something funny. Reuters has come up as the Pakistani, voice. Like Voice of America, Voice of Pakistan is equal to Reuters, or Reuters equal to Voice of Pakistan. Okay, or for that matter, the voice of Munir. Munni Bhai ka, my megaphone is Reuters. Okay, so he says he gets a scoop. The scoop comes out. Field Marshal Asim Munir is expected to fly to Washington. It was there, no? He was to go and meet Trump and arrange what will happen in that Gaza, all that, and that would be a third meeting. Third meeting, the हुआ ही नहीं. There's a pattern which is emerging, and he also talks of it. Okay, and is this also the case for JF-17s? That's what he asks. It is the case, and we'll prove it. Okay. Now, Snehesh, my good friend, who interviewed me in print and all that. He writes for print. He's a defense editor there. Very good. Right. And he put out this tweet. Pakistan has once again unveiled its most successful export product, narrative building. And actually, this word narrative I picked up from this only. Until proven otherwise, the JF-17 Thunder remains the world's first fighter jet optimized not for combat but for headlines. And then he's given this article out, the curious case of JF-17 orders. So now what's happened in this? Now, as per reports which have come, Pakistan has finalized multi-billion dollar, deals with Libya. Libya have 16 JF-17s. Also, it's in talks with Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and all that. The thing is, all these stories are exclusive by one chap, and it all comes from Reuters. Okay. What's the reality? JF-17 Thunder, firstly, it doesn't serve in any other army. It is not in China also. So it came online in 2003. Okay. Now, and became operational in 2010. It's been there for the past 15 years. Why no one ordered for it? Yeah. Okay. Myanmar ordered 16 JF-17s. So far, none of them are off ground. They're all maintenance issues. They're all on ground. They hardly can use it. If it goes for one flight, after that it is off. Okay. Nigeria ordered 3 JF-17s. After that experience, in 2016. Now we are going back 9 years. So after that, they went to somewhere else. They went for Italian jets. Thank you. Okay. Azerbaijan has ordered for 40. So far, 5 have been delivered. We'll see. Azerbaijan is a desperate situation. It'll buy. All this is story. They're spinning around the fact. Oh, they first said Pakistan shot down 5 Indian jets. Then it became 6. Then it became 7. Then it became 8. Then 4 Rafales. All that nonsense. We know the truth. Nothing like that happened. In one of the stories, Reuters even deleted a paragraph where the Reuters chap said that Pakistan must have lost about 6 to 9 jets. After they published it, they deleted it. So this is the kind of narrative which is coming out. Okay. The fact is, it doesn't have the capability to deliver. See, you're looking at 40 to Azerbaijan and 16 to Libya. 20, 30. I mean, you're looking at about 100 aircraft in a whole. 100 aircraft in a whole means what? At the rate at which he can produce, it will take about 6-7 years. उसका अभी तक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन नहीं हुआ है एक का भी. Okay. And all this has to come from China, avionics, everything, or Russia. He just integrates it. He put, So what are the words used? Interest, intent, potential. All these are the ones, right? Even the foreign ministry at times were not aware of what's happening. When they were asked, the foreign ministry was asked, they didn't know what to do, what it was. And of course, the issue about Libya is very funny. They are giving it to Libya, which is now sanctioned by UN not to be given, and they're giving it to them. They are under UN embargo, arms embargo, and Pakistan is part of the Security Council. So a UN Security Council member is trying to sell aircraft to one faction in Libya, which is under arms embargo. How will this go through? I mean, the story is not yet played out. I mean, this is only that Munir went to Libya, spoke to that Haftar guy, and So let's see how this goes. All this is story, okay? But the trend line is clear. Military economy needs, and that's giving shells to Ukraine. But they want all this to get money into Pakistan. And all that money which comes into Pakistan through this route, nothing will go to the Pakistan economy. Because this will be sold through some Fauji system, FW or something like that. And the money will get salted away in Swiss banks or wherever. And so that, Asim Munir, at the end of his tenure, will go and settle in London or someplace. ये Britain है ना, इन सबको they'll take. These are all damads of Britain, son-in-laws of Britain. All Pakistani chiefs are son-in-laws of Britain. They'll go there. After all, Musharraf was there, Bajwa is there. Whole lot of guys are there, including their Nawaz Sharif. All exiled people go there. So these chaps are making money for that. Okay, not for the armed Pakistani doesn't get anything. But that was only the first round. Now there's a second round which has started. This is very funny. This is a second round which has started yesterday. Al Jazeera came out with this. Narrative building is like this: you bounce a ball, it'll hit a wall, come back, it'll hit another wall, go like that, and third wall, fourth wall. Then the narrative becomes big. Invariably, in all this, the candle is only one, the fire is one, but the heat goes all over. That's what happened. So this article comes out: Saudi to Sudan. Can Pakistan expand its military footprint across the Arab world? So अब Arab world में he's got a military footprint है. You know what? This guy who wrote this article, okay, he has said that I asked Pakistan for details of the thing, of all the sale. They didn't give, but yet he comes out with it. This is what this says. Al Jazeera sent queries to ISPR and the PAF seeking confirmation and details about the negotiations with different countries, but received no response. But still decided to publish this propaganda piece with the help of known pro-regime commentators. Pakistani is talking. This tweet is from a Pakistani. This is not from my. So this whole narrative is being formed that Pakistan is a great power. It doesn't stop at Al Jazeera. Reuters also. There's a guy called Michael Kugelman. Now he is a self-professed expert on South Asia. Okay, what he does is he takes the headlines from various newspapers in each country and makes an article and puts it. Now he is pro-Pakistani. Michael Kugelman. If you heard him, okay, I've heard him often. So he says Pakistan's high stakes play in the Middle East. So now it's gone to foreign policy. Level देखो, धीरे धीरे international level में चला गया. It's gone to the international media. Foreign policy has come out with this, that by Kugelman. So Pakistan is a military power, great military power. So you're seeing this happening. You're seeing this happening. Many of us will fall for it. The pity is many of us will fall for it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with them. But we as Indians shouldn't fall for it. We shouldn't get caught in this story. As far as aircraft is concerned, there's a consolidation happening in India. I do hope we sign those deals for the Rafales, 114 Rafales. When you sign for those 114 Rafales, something would have happened. Which I thought I'll discuss it with the Air Force officer later. You will see suddenly, in a matter of a year or two, after this whole deal is signed and there'll be halabulla, it'll become a political issue, all that will die down. But in a couple of years, 2 years, you'll see the bulk of our fleet in three packets. One is the Rafale, okay, 114 plus 36, 150 Rafales, which is good about eight squadrons, eight, more than that, nine squadrons, okay. And then you'll have Su-30s upgraded, which is they're going through their upgradation, and third will be Tejas, hoping that everything goes well. So this consolidation will take 2-3 years, the way I look at it. Not going to be earlier than that. And the Indian Air Force will have three types of fighters. The rest will slowly get going out. Yeah, you'll still have some Mirages, Yevo, but the bulk of this are this. And you'll have the industrial capacity for all these three. You have the Su-30 upgrades with us. Su-30 upgrades you'll do. You're doing it. It's being done here. That's the contract. Plus Tejas is being made here. And if the Rafale deal goes to the way it goes, it will be made here mostly. So you have the industrial capacity to maintain all this. And then you're looking at AMCA and whichever you're going to get later. Are they going to get F-35 or 57? Yeah, Su-57. वो बात की बात है. That will be maybe about 2-3 squadrons. The fifth generation or the sixth generation. We'll see what happens then. But the bulk is consolidation. And this consolidation, if it happens, Pakistan is out of the game. Even China comes under a problem. Don't again go by what you see in newspapers. China has got this, China has got that. China can have anything, but it has got only 4 airfields from which they can operate. Maybe the fifth. That's it. There's no sixth airfield from which China can operate. And don't get taken in by the fact they can do air-to-air refueling. You can do air-to-air refueling of an aircraft. How do you do air-to-air refueling of a human being who's up there for 24 hours? Okay, you need to go in a fighter jet, a ride in a fighter jet to know how it shakes you up, right? So we are in good space. So don't start. Don't like. I mean, we shouldn't be foolish to start comparing ourselves with Pakistan, right? Okay. Now let's look at the flip of it. All this is hype narratives. What's the actualities? Actuality, Munir is not going anywhere near Trump. Trump doesn't have time for Munir. He's made a board of governors and the International Stabilization Force, they're searching. Now, Pakistan is not going to be part of that. That's very clear. Israel has said, sorry, we don't need you. Okay. If Pakistan is not part of that International Stabilization Force, what will Trump do with this fellow? He'll drop him. See, just like all this is also GF-17. You have a good imagination. Same thing about tail, pale, and all that. I'll come to that tail, Bala, about that oil. We'll talk of it. Okay. So, yeah, there will be some requirement of Pakistan to handle Iran. So he'll be kept hanging. Okay, you are there, right? But that's it. And you already see a shift happening. And I'll talk of it maybe 4-5 days down the line. A shift happening. People are saying, no, can't let go of India. Sorry. And 26, when that EU deal gets signed, then you'll see USA coming faster. Things are changing. I mean, you see, it's seasonal, but in India, the season is going to be for a longer time, which I've been talking of. Okay. Now this is Ami Bera. Now this is in CSIS. You see the American reaction. See, everyone said America is going to invest into Pakistan and all that, isn't it? That's what the normal thinking was. Immediately after Op Sindoor and sometime whole last year, he will get the Pasni ban jayega, American base and all that. What does this chap say?
We're not creating a strategic partnership with Pakistan. We don't see American companies making multi-billion-dollar investments in Pakistan. That's all happening.
See, again, listen to it fully. Okay.
We're not creating a strategic partnership with Pakistan. We don't see American companies making multi-billion-dollar investments in Pakistan. That's all happening in India. I went to Western Naval.
So he says, I don't see Pakistan, multi-billion investments happening in Pakistan. I see that happening in India. American companies are not going to put money there. They're very clear. Okay, just like Trump was told by Exxon CEO that Venezuela is uninvestable. When it comes to brass tacks to put money on ground, the Americans will very clearly tell Trump and company, you're not putting money. Government doesn't put money in USA. The US government doesn't put money. It is through contractors and private. It's a capitalist economy. So, and the balance of this thing with Rick McCormack and Amibera, the discussion, we'll talk of it later, where they're heading. But I just thought I'll play this out to let you know no one is investing in Pakistan. They're not fools. Now there's a new story which is coming out in Pakistan because their IMF program is to end. Iske baad, what will they do? They have to go back again. And they are now talking of let's exit IMF. Why? See, it's not only one. This came in news. This came in Matrubhumi. I mean, I picked it up from Matrubhumi. That's where I started picking it up, and I went the thing and landed here. It's there in other things also. That's why I started with the Pakistani thing, and I'm. What is this guy say? See that heading. Factories are closing, companies are leaving. Is IMF breaking Pakistan's economy? Because there are people within Pakistan who say IMF is not good for us. It leaves high taxes, petrol becomes costly, yeah, all that. Okay. In any case, a lot of big companies have left Pakistan. Microsoft has left, Oracle has left, and many more. I spoke about it some time back. Okay. So if all those big companies are leaving Pakistan, and IMF loan, without IMF they can't survive, and they want to quit IMF. They feel that with IMF they have to pay very high taxes because IMF says you must collect taxes, and everyone evades taxes in Pakistan. Who gets caught? The poor people. IMF has jacked up their rate of petrol and high, so that's causing problem at the bottom. Because the guys who are rich and who got money are always keep evading all this in Pakistan. For them, IMF or no IMF, it doesn't matter a difference. So they want to exit IMF. If they exit IMF, where will they go? There has to be a place where they have to go and get money. There's no place. Who will give them money? It can't be JF 15, 17. That will give maximum $2 billion a year. Because everything is on capacity, isn't it? How much you can produce and give. You can make about 10, 15 planes at a time. Okay. 10, 15 planes is about $2 billion. And $2 billion is the overall turnover. How much profit you'll get out of it? Okay, take 1 billion also. With 1 billion, Pakistan will tide over if all that billion goes to the kitty of Pakistan. But in that billion, half a billion will go for, upar hi chala jayega. All these chaps will make money, no? What will be left for the common Pakistani? Zero. So if that is the case and they don't go to IMF, what's going to happen? So they're talking. Let's see whether they will go back to IMF or not. By another 2 3 months, you'll come to know that the begging bowl will be out. Okay, whether they're going or not going. Okay, and then they have a major problem: climate, which is just breathing down their neck. See, Trump might not talk of climate. He might not be interested in environment. He might not be interested in alternate forms of energy, solar, polar, and all that. He'll say, drill, baby, drill. Pakistan doesn't have any place to drill. And Pakistan is a single source river, remember. And this river has had two major floods in the past 3 years. And they have a problem for climate. And this is what he writes in Dawn. This came 3 days back. They're worried. They're absolutely worried about where this whole story is going. He says, for all the geopolitical change taking place around the world, the logic of the system at large remains the accumulation of power and profit. As bloody games around oil, minerals, and crypto intensify, brutalized masses in Pakistan and beyond are in line for even more of the brunt of a rapid race to the bottom. Okay, so there is a problem for all these fellows, right? They have no water, they have no nothing, a lot of issues. Okay, now in one of the articles, uh, I'm sorry, the thing about the Dawn thing has not come. It's about you know, this article talks of the fact that people don't have enough to eat. In this article, I mean, unfortunately, it's only the points which I. But let me read it out. It's from Dawn. There was a paper which was given by Zafar Misra and Miftah Ismail. Who was Miftah Ismail? Miftah Ismail was their erstwhile finance minister. A sensible guy. I've heard him. Okay, that household expenditure survey they did. What did they find in that? This is the interesting part. They found that people are indeed eating less and they have had to tighten their belts further to make ends meet. And this is not true for just lower income groups but middle income groups as well. 2 weeks back or 3 weeks back, I did a program in which they said middle income families in Karachi are begging. This is a survey, a government survey, and it was tabled in the parliament. And he talks of a case, a chap called Iqbal, who's a taxi driver and what he earned and all. He says whenever Iqbal has taken his wife to the public hospital, he has been told to get diagnostic tests done from private laboratories. And he has also had to pay for all the medicines. Only the doctor's fee is subsidized by the state. Diagnostic tests are expensive, we all know that. Medicines are also expensive, we all know that. And they've become even more costly in the last few years. So, the arm Pakistani doesn't have food to eat, there's no health. It's going down. And he says in this article a large population of Pakistanis have fallen on hard times. And even a larger proportion has become vulnerable to shocks than before. It is the responsibility of the state to do something about this. It is here, even in terms of intention, that we do not find anything. This article has come out yesterday. There is no intention on the part of the state to feed their people. And I had already said earlier that the poverty in Pakistan is nearing 50%. 50%. So you see the grim reality behind. There's no medical, there's no water, there's no lot of things, and all this money is going to get skimmed and it's not going down. We all knew Pakistan had this problem, but I see new things coming out. If this is what you can write about your own nation in the beginning of the year, then things are bad. And mind you, if you look at the social construct in North India, the best time where people are most prosperous is the winter. If, though it's cold, it's in winter that they're able to handle all this. Okay. Now, what has Pakistan otherwise done? They they've signed a deal with the World Liberty Financial Group. They want to modernize it. They're gone into crypto. Who will crypto help? We've already heard what crypto will do. Crypto will only help the rich people. Okay. See, this is the thing they found put.
From Pakistan's ties with World Liberty Financial to BitGo's IPO, this is Crypto Weekly. Pakistan said it signed an agreement with a firm connected to World Liberty Financial, the main crypto business of US President Donald Trump's family. It's to explore using World Liberty's USD1 stablecoin for cross-border payments. The agreement is said to be with SC Financial Technologies, a little-known company Pakistan.
So this is not this is not a deal with World Liberty Financial. The World Liberty Financial has outsourced it to another intermediate who's signing it with these chaps. So Trump and family have insured themselves. They're going to take money out of these fellows and suck them dry. Trump is not going to give them money. He's going to suck them dry. Watch it.
According to a video released by Pakistan's Prime Minister's office, Shehbaz Sharif met with World Liberty's co-founder and chief executive, Zach Witkoff, in Islamabad. Coinbase CEO and co-founder Brian Armstrong has said the company cannot support a draft legislation US senators introduced earlier this week.
So they're already, even before anything much can be done, if you go on to the detail, it is all shady. So who's going to fund who? And all this is done by the Prime Minister's office in Pakistan. It's not done by the finance ministry and all that. The Prime Minister's office is handling it. And with this Asim Munir and all. So they're skimming Pakistanis, left, right, and center. They're skimming the state. Right. So that's the
Mr.
thing.
President,
Then you know this.
I would like to salute you for your exemplary leadership, visionary leadership.
So you remember this? He went and licked. It was, example in licking. And this is only part of that speech. He spoke for a long time. So what's happened after that? After all this licking, after all the boot licking, after all this, what has happened is, and then if you remember, Donald Trump came out with this. We have just concluded a deal with the country of Pakistan whereby Pakistan and the United States will work together on developing their massive oil reserves. We are in the process of choosing the oil company that will lead this partnership. Who knows? They may be selling oil to India someday. All this he spoke, isn't it? What's the reality? Nothing has happened. But the fact is that there's a Pakistani guy who's asked this question to the Energy Secretary of USA. Just see his what he's asked and what is the reply.
Pakistan on a trade deal, and we will develop their massive oil reserves. In this process, we are finalizing a company, and he jokingly said that might be one day Pakistan sell oil to India. What is the progress on doing oil exploration cooperation?
So there's a Pakistani guy who's saying he's asking the Energy Secretary in USA, what is the progress on this whole story? Just listen to what he says. Listen to what that secretary says. It is funny. Yeah.
With Pakistan.
So I haven't spoken with American companies or dived into that issue yet. But based on your question, I'm excited to do that. I worked, and in fact, my father-in-law worked on natural gas production in Pakistan.
So his father-in-law has worked on the natural gas production in Pakistan. Sui gas is talking. Oh, the car falls. That fellow says, "What's the progress?" He's talking of his father-in-law. Okay.
30 years ago. And as you know, Pakistan's got great natural gas resources. Investment dried up on those, so that production has declined, but those resources are there. I love President Trump's words. And of course, we would love to partner with American companies and our governments to figure out how to better energize Pakistan. Thanks for the question. Now I'm going to go look into it.
Now he's going to go and look into it. अभी तक इसने देखा नहीं. He is the bloody energy secretary of. So that's where it is. The reality is nothing has happened. That oil is imaginary. JF-17 is imaginary. Everything is imaginary, which is going along with the thing. Trump is playing Asim Munir. I said this then. Trump will get nothing. Will give nothing to Asim Munir.
Pakistan under
Okay. उल्टा क्या मिला इसको? Now Pakistan is on a visa ban. We all know that. Okay. Pakistanis don't get visas to USA. Part of the 75. So they are upset. See what this fellow Hamid Mir has to say about it.
आपको याद होगा कि 2025 में पाकिस्तान ने अमेरिका के सदर डोनाल्ड ट्रंप को 2 दफा नोबेल पीस प्राइज के लिए नॉमिनेट किया. एक मर्तबा तो जो मई 2025 में और 25 में पाक भारत जंग थी उसमें सीज फायर करवाने के बाद उनको नॉमिनेट किया था, और फिर दूसरी मर्तबा शर्मुल शेख में जब गजा में सीज फायर का ऐलान किया गया था तो उसके बाद भी पाकिस्तान के वजीर आजम शहबाज शरीफ ने उनको नोबेल पीस प्राइज के लिए नॉमिनेट किया. तो नोबेल पीस प्राइज के लिए उनको नॉमिनेट किया, फिर उसके बाद उन्होंने बहुत से ऐसे बयान दिए जिससे ऐसे लग रहा था कि वो पाकिस्तान के बड़े दोस्त हैं और पाकिस्तान के बहुत करीब हैं. यकीनन उनके दौर में पाकिस्तान और अमेरिका के ताल्लुकात में बड़ी बेहतरी आई है, लेकिन अब कुछ ऐसी डेवलपमेंट्स हो रही हैं कि जिसकी वजह से बहुत से सवालात उठाए जा रहे हैं, खास तौर पे जो अमेरिका की तरफ से जिन ममालिक को इमिग्रेंट वीजा प्रोसेस के में से निकाल दिया गया है उसमें पाकिस्तान भी शामिल हो गया है. 175 ममालिक हैं, उसमें इंडिया शामिल नहीं है लेकिन पाकिस्तान उसमें शामिल है. तो इस पर जो बीबीसी है उसने एक सवाल उठाया है. बीबीसी ने सवाल ये उठाया, और बीबीसी उर्दू सर्विस ने एक आर्टिकल में जो हेडलाइन लगाई है वो ये कह रहे हैं 75 ममालिक के लिए अमेरिकी इमिग्रेशन वीजा प्रोसेस मुअत्तल, ताल्लुकात तो अच्छे थे फिर अमेरिका ने पाकिस्तानियों पर भी पाबंदी क्यों लगाई. तो ये जो जिन 75 ममालिक का जो नाम है इस फहरिस्त में जिनका इमिग्रेशन वीजा प्रोसेस मुअत्तल कर दिया गया उसमें पाकिस्तान भी शामिल है. तो किधर गई जनाब वो हमारी नॉमिनेशन जो हमने ट्रंप को नोबेल पीस प्राइज के लिए नॉमिनेट किया था, तो उसके बाद ट्रंप साहब जो हैं वो क्या कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान के साथ.
So that's how it is. Reality. Pakistan is facing its reality check. Pakistan will get nothing from the West now. They are very clear. I am very clear that Trump will give them nothing. He will suck Pakistan even more. That World Liberty Financial already I see. World Liberty Financial, which is Trump's son-in-law's of company, it's not doing direct dealing with Pakistan. They put an intermediary. That's a firewall. So these chaps will go put money there. That money will go to Trump, and Trump will be happy, and these chaps will lose it. So all their sale of JF-17, if they do, they'll put in this and it'll go. So that's it. They're not. You heard of what that energy secretary said? My father-in-law already discovered gas. A humorous thing. Okay, in Sui, and we know there's a lot of gas there. Now I'll start looking after 8 months. So that's where Pakistan is. Okay. And the reality. There's this girl, Hasina Bano. She's from Turtuk sector, Tang. And she's they have their own contacts on the other side, right? What she says is, and she's put out a video. That video is in Urdu, and also I didn't take it, of the other side. In this prime hard winter in Skardu, Shigar, and all those places in Gilgit Baltistan, there's 20 hours of load shedding. Can you imagine 20 hours of load shedding? They get only for 4 hours. And here she says 24 hours electricity in the last village of India. Just think what's happening on the other side. People who come to the, that LC. It's a LC, it's not a border, line of control. That's why I said Turtuk, Tang, and from there, from the other side, they'll see lights here, and other side, you see darkness. So darkness in winter, and in winter, in that area is horrible, right? Now, this is what we need to use and put across, so that people mentally say, yeah, it's better I go to India. I be part of it. Why should I be part of Pakistan? It gives me nothing. Then Khurram Hussain, he talks of their economy. He says end of stability. And Khurram Hussain is a very respected economist in Pakistan. And I always, if you want to read about Pakistan's economy and everything, read Khurram Hussain. He'll give you the absolute thing. About 6 months back, he wrote an article called Peak Stability. That he felt that Pakistan had reached peak stability. Now he's written last week, end of stability. This is the heading. What does he say in this? Very interesting points he's made. He says Pakistan has balanced its external account by throttling its external trade, choking its economy, and heavy borrowing, including private borrowing. This is the new thing. So because normal chaps have not given, so they've gone for heavy borrowing with heavy interest rates. Since 2023, total private commercial borrowing by the country has been $7.5 billion. The scale of borrowing from private lenders has increased in the past few years. That's what he writes. The stability in the economy cannot last much longer, however. It has been earned via high taxes, high energy price burden due to misplaced investment in the energy sector, coupled with massive misgovernance. It has also been sustained through expensive borrowing, reflected at least in part by the rising burden of interest payments the economy is carrying. A stagnant economy cannot afford high prices, high taxes, and high burdens for long. I mean, if you read this entire article, it's an eye-opener. These 3-4 articles which I've shown, if you read it, the situation is very grim in Pakistan. There's no electricity, there's no water, right? They don't have water. Indus doesn't reach the sea. Okay, their interest payments are bad, and IMF, they can take loan from IMF, but the thing with the IMF loan is it comes with the package is very strict, and there has to be transparency. It's also there that they have fudged their figures for IMF. We came out two months back. So IMF might not. You forget about these chaps going to IMF. IMF itself might not give money. So if that happens, where does Pakistan go? Why I'm saying this is, on one side, this whole state is sliding down. The people are poor. 50% are below poverty line as it is. People are not getting food to eat. Okay. And on the other hand, these chaps are doing what they want. Asim Munir and gang. There's a divide between the elite Pakistan and the poor Pakistan, and that divide is becoming bigger. And then this business of what's happening in Pakistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan. This is the number of killings which has happened from 2015 to now. If you see 2025, 4,000 security people have died. This is the security people who have been killed. It's doubled from 24 to 25. The situation has gone even worse. Right? And look at the food insecurity. Any item you say, in 2018-19, overall household food insecurity was 15-16%. Today it is 25%. Urban households, it was 9%. Urban. Okay. Today it is 20% of urban households face food insecurity. They don't know when their next meal is coming. Rural households used to be 19 to 20%. Today it's 26%. Individually, it used to be 16%. Today it's 24%. So you see multiplications happening. Okay, this is a food insecurity experience scale. This is the current and this is the later. Have a look at it. This thing. If you see, the severity of food insecurity has gone up in Pakistan across the board, whether it's household, rural, everything. Where does that leave Pakistan? What do we do? What do we do? Everyone says go and really kill him. You maro, kato, pito, maro, all that. And I was of the opinion, even when Op Sindoor happened or before that look, the way to deal with Pakistan is political. Don't get into a fight with him. Let him do what he wants. Let him go and make a deal with KSA. Let him make a deal with Turkey. Will the basics, fundamentals change? Allow him to fall on his own. See, people say, Pakistan never breaks. It will not break. It might not, it will never break. Because the army will not let it break. But slowly the capacity of the state is becoming tighter. People will be rich. There'll be a lot of guys who will make money and be happy with it. But the state doesn't have capacities. Now, if the state doesn't have capacities, then what should be our way of doing the things ahead? Do things politically. You have water, Indus Water Treaty. That's what I was going to talk to you people about. Indus Water Treaty. Your biggest Brahmastra is Indus Water Treaty for the next 4-5 years. Don't get into a fight with China, with Pakistan. Don't get into a fight with China. Waste of time. Let it do what they want. Yeah. If something they do, which I don't think they can do anymore, because he is trying to portray himself as a responsible player, all that. His game is different. And of course, we have to upset that game. That's a different story. But at the root, do what hits him most. What hits him most is water. You start your own projects about water and everything will become okay after that. See, I said the fundamentals. Indus does not reach the sea. Groundwater is depleting. These are not changing. Contamination is high. Cities are struggling for water. Okay, water management is poor. These things have not changed. In fact, they're getting worse. So, and to give credit to our government, they're doing the right thing. What are they doing? They're focusing on these two rivers, Chenab and Jhelum, which are theirs. Okay, and you need to understand, Daimar Basha will not get completed in a hurry. It's under construction. Tarbela and Mangla, the water level is receding or siltage is so high because all these Himalayan rivers carry heavy silt. And this problem of Pakistan will not go. Right? And they're Of course, this is what we have to do. I mean, they're trying to do. They have a lift canal, water transfer system from Ravi to Satluj and all that. We have to do something about that proactively. But more importantly, in our own area, you have to carry out flushing in Salal and Baglihar. Something is happening. It's not as if people are doing something about, like this Pakal Dulhasti and Ratle. They have to be finished by 27, 28, a little down the line. So increase the height, do what you have to do. We're doing it already. Then we also need to, people are talking of this Ranbir Canal. There's a Ranbir Canal from Aknur to Jammu, gives water. It's got limited capacities. They expand it, get more water from Aknur. In fact, 2 days back, I saw an article which says get more water. After all, Jammu is also increasing. Draw water. So the crux, Ravi, Ravi is of course with us. There's no problem. Uh, Jhelum is mostly in the hills. It's beyond our reach. Because we'll talk of Jhelum also, where we can tap Jhelum. But Chenab, the crux of the whole story lies in Chenab. You dry out Chenab, okay? You dry out Chenab, you're drying out Chenab, Ravi, this built. Heartland Punjab. And you don't need to do much. You do it slowly. Keep doing it. He won't even know. How will he know whether you raise the height to 20 feet or 30 feet or whatever? Because anyway, Indus Water Treaty is discontinued. You don't have to tell him what you do, and you just keep doing it. You flush Salal, you flush Baglihar, okay? Do Ratle, and then start Kiru also. These are all plans. We have these plans, incidentally. So if you do this, Chenab water won't go to Pakistan. And if that doesn't happen, they're in trouble. Okay. And of course, this is the Tulbul navigation project. Okay. What is Tulbul navigation project? For those of you who don't understand, let me tell you. You see, Jhelum in summer season doesn't have water. Okay. But this Kishan Ganga has water. So the idea is, and Jhelum comes, back from Dal Lake, it comes down and it goes into Wooler. From Wooler, it goes into Pakistan. Baramulla. Uri Baramulla, it goes out. Okay. Into Pakistan. Or rather, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, not Pakistan. POK. POJK. Right. Okay. Muzaffarabad and off. So what do you do at this point of time? So there's no water. You have a barrage in Wooler, right? But you still don't have water. So what you do is, now that you abrogated it, get water from Kishan Ganga. Kishan Ganga comes here and it goes across and then goes as Neelam into Pakistan. Neelam Jhelum, right? It goes into Jhelum ultimately. So what we should do is put a dam here, create a headworks, and get that water into Wooler Lake. And when you get into Wooler Lake, you will fill upstream Jhelum. And then you can do navigation. That is the Tulbul Barrage navigation. And this is what this chap also wants, that Chief Minister, Omar Abdullah. Do it. They can't stop you. Abhi kya karega? Because you put 4 bricks, he'll fire at you. You do what you want. Now that the heat is off, and he's got a lot of other things. Let him think of poverty, and all that. So quietly do without much talk, and then that will sort him out. You don't have to do anything more. You have to have patience, and all these will come. See, all these dams, their completion time is 27, 28. We are in 26. Yeah, it's a matter of 2 years, 3 years. And these, as days go, the multiplicative effect is geometric by nature. And we don't have to spend much because these dams are already budgeted for the plans. So, we shouldn't get overexcited by Pakistan. We should not ignore Pakistan, but don't get overexcited. And to that extent, I agree with what Shekhar Gupta says. So if you've forgotten, I'm going back to that the first slide I showed you about his article which has come out. Read it; it's a good article. I mean, I like the his thinking on this whole story. This is what he written. Yeah, let's see this. Pakistan say Azadi, grow up India. Stop giving it prime real estate in your psyche. I agree with him. We need not give him, but don't ignore him. We shouldn't make the mistake of ignoring him. Even like I said, I also had this view earlier. Pakistan chodo ye wo, but I've changed my view. Today, to my way of thinking, if in terms of threat, the bigger threat is Pakistan. It's not China. And we'll talk of China tomorrow. Why China is not a threat? Because new things are happening. Venezuela has changed this. In fact, after Venezuela, I'm more than convinced that we focus on Pakistan, break Pakistan, the effect will be on China. And you need to do it politically. You need to do it with water. You need to do, except war, you can do everything else with Pakistan. Because it doesn't cost you then. Yeah. So this is where I thought, I put across all my views. I'm sure some chaps will come and troll me. That's okay. And I'm also sure some chaps will say, oh, you're a fool. That's also okay. I have no problem with it. Right? So let's see what all you people have said, and then we'll take it forward. Hardik, thanks a lot for joining in. And if you guys have liked this video, do press the like button, subscribe to Gunner Shot, press that bell icon, and also join me as members like Hardik has done. Thank you, Hardik, for joining. And Ukari Holu, also thanks a lot for joining in. So grateful to you. Yeah, Akash, thanks a lot for joining after a long time. Hang the gloves, good evening. Murli Krishnan, good evening. How are you? Tibet Monk, also, how are you? Cursed One Op, Jai Hind. And Siddharth, good evening. How are you? Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot from watching from Vancouver, Sudden. Great, honored. I only hope Canada doesn't swing too much towards China. At some stage, Mark Carney gets some sense to be away. Okay. uh, Nuclear beggar, yeah, I agree with you. Okay. I like this buffoon, yeah. ये चाइनी है ना चाइना वाला पाकिस्तान स्टेबल एंड पीसफुल एंड एम्बिशियस अरे idiot. Lately, you have started saying that we had lost one Rafale aircraft. My doubt is, how are you sure that it is a Rafale and not other aircraft from? That's what's coming out by detection. I believe they've done an upgrade of 35 aircraft, not 36. So that's how it is. That's it. I'm doing an intelligent guess. The fact that we have lost one odd aircraft is admitted. Even the CDS has said. Even Air Marshal Bharti said that on that day. Remember, he said, when during the briefing in Opsandor, losses and gains in the battle are part of the game. So now there's a contract being given to Rafael for 35. This is again in the social media. So by that you infer that one is lost. That's about all. Yeah. Made in China, used in Pakistan. Yeah. Yeah. Shiny gadgets are good for parades, but you don't win a war. Chinese toys have failed miserably in Opsandur, Venezuela, and Iran. Good luck. To the Chinese chap, no? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Pakistan is not only anti-India but anti-Hindu, anti-Sikh, and I just want to ask that even if it's a nuisance, we need to fix the problem, right? No one does. I agree with you. I have no doubt about it. But you need to know how to fix that wound. What I'm trying to say is, you don't have to fix it uh, in the popular way. Go and guns blazing and all that. That's a waste of time. You have more sophisticated methods, and unless some maverick action takes place, there's not going to be an India-Pakistan fight again in that near horizon. If it happens, then you'll see what to do. But use your brain. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is use your brain. And I'm for one moment, like I told you, all of you, that to me today Pakistan is the prime adversary. I have no doubts about it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, seeing a lot of armed forces barking. Yeah, that's okay. They'll bark tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to talk of China, and the needle is shifting for China. Needle is very clearly shifting for China. Interesting part, Cambodia is moving away from China. 30% tariff, that's okay. These are tariff tariff chalta rahega. It doesn't matter us what. Yeah, who's begging for a ceasefire? It's okay. I mean, look, there's no point in getting back to Opsindor unless you want to prove a point. Okay, don't get into argument with any of these guys. Yeah, failed marshal, we know that. Yeah, did the same jet fly for 7 minutes and then burnt out with smoking? Yes, I agree with you. Yeah. JF-37 can fly only 7 hours, it then burnt out. Yes. China is a superpower and Pakistan is its most important ally. Take that ally, put him in your armpit and go for a walk and feed him noodles. And you eat donkeys and marry a Chinese bride or a Pakistani bride. Yeah. Yeah, is Pak playing a dalal for Chinese military equipment? Our own news channels made this guy, Michael Kai Kugelman, an expert. He has no expertise, and our channels love. That's the problem. This Gora fascination. Pakistan obviously is being a dalal for Chinese equipment. I said this when that Saudi Arabia Pakistan deal was happening. That China was very happy with that whole story because they'll get an entry into Saudi Arabia. That is the whole story, longer story. But our people, I don't know why. I don't know why we go and listen to these buffoons. I, I don't know. That's stupid. That's why I say, look, I keep telling you people, don't look at these unauthenticated characters, guys who come here with agendas. There are a lot of Indian channels with agendas. Okay. And that's why I make it a point. See, let me put it this way. Why do I show this clip? Please understand. Why do I show this clip? Right? Not only this, why do I show all these? You think I don't know all this? You think I can't speak all this without looking at it? Not a big deal, yeah. All these figures I know on my fingertips. I can talk of all this, but I show it because I should be authentic. Why do I show Chinese headlines? Because this is what they say. Why do I show Pakistani? It is from them. Authenticity. That is the thing. So, I am very authentic in what I speak. If it is not authentic, I don't have a reference, I will not speak. And if that reference is, and if I have to speak without a reference, I will tell you either this is my experience or this is what I heard and unverified. So I believe making my assessments and analysis on facts. Then, of course, I'll give you my inferences. That's my experience. Based on all this, I put together. Because obviously, you don't have the thing to see something here and see something there and put it together and get an inference. I'll do that. But this Michael Kugelman and all useless fellows. Yeah, have you seen how well equipped your Chinese soldiers are? I've seen them. Don't worry. I've seen. Have you seen them? Have you come to the Himalayan border and seen them? Have you come to Natula and seen them? But Bevkoof Admi, you don't even know where Natula is. Have you seen them in other places, in Boomla? I've seen them. I've not seen them now. I don't know what your age is, but I've forgotten how many Chinese soldiers I've seen. Pretty puny idiots. If I tell you some stories, I don't know what you'll do. Anyway, forget it. Waste of time. Yeah, this is an important point. Our generals are real. They serve the nation proudly and don't get fired every month. 100 generals fired. They're generals? Useless fellows? Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot, Narsimha Rao. Right? And okay. Okay, what's the issue with HAL? They're not even able to deliver Mark 1. Yeah, I'm going to talk of this. We'll talk of this. Wednesday, I'll talk of this with General Harimohan Iyer. There's a requirement for us to talk. We'll talk. Okay. There is an issue. We should be honest about it. What is the difference between an aircraft meant for our Air Force and the same aircraft meant for our aircraft carriers? Is it weight, weapons capacity, landing? Landing. In the aircraft carrier, you land on a deck. So, right? With the landing gear, has to be compatible with the landing gear. Okay, it's not as if these aircraft can't, the aircraft on an aircraft carrier can't land on a runway. They can. Otherwise, they're the same. And of course, they're equipped differently because some of the aircraft are used for anti-submarine warfare. That's about it. Weapons would be different. Yeah. Okay. There's never a day wasted without Pakistan insulting itself. Well, that's the way they're made. They are all on hype. They're all on everything. Everyone knows they lie. So, yeah, I've seen this. Thank you, but no thank you. Samir Sarans. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, the point that US needs India is hypocritic, as USA is clear to support India in Indo-Pacific against China, while wholeheartedly in bed with Pakistan, which is diehard. We'll talk of this separately. You have to understand uh, it in a wider sense. Uh, we'll talk of what you're saying, India, US, and all, a little later separately. Hey, you guys should focus on poverty issues in India, not in Pakistan. I like this. Book and nange. Pakistanis are selling Pakistani women to China. Yeah, that's all they can sell. Right? Yeah. Sir, Pakistan is happy that America Islamization. ये सब बेवकूफी है ये. Yeah, crystal clear transmission on the move. Thanks a lot. Great. I saw on DD railgun testing was successful. Are ramjet and railgun complementary? And no, they can't be. They're completely two different things. I am unable to decide whether Pakistan is a joke or a tragedy. एक दिन joke कर लो, एक दिन tragedy कर लो, सब हो जाएगा फिट. Okay. 20 hours load shedding. Yeah, it's a fact. This comes from there. It's coming from, right? So, yeah, we can't take POK, we can't add more Muslim populations. I agree, but there are methods for this. Right? We should take it back. Yeah, reply by the energy secretary, मेरा मामा ने देखा था, मैं भी देखूंगा. It was comical tragedy. Yeah, I agree with you. That's it. That's how it is. That's the reality. That's the reality. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Then are we keeping nukes for Diwali? No, no, we don't treat these things like that. The nukes have a purpose, and we'll see about it later. Arms sale and Islamic NATO, is this how Islamic NATO plans to? It will not grow. Yeah, Kiran, have a look at what Sandeep Punithan and I spoke today morning. Hmm. The only sector doing well in Pakistan is Islam. I agree with you. Aam Aadmi face food shortage, poverty, and financial troubles in Pak and China. Is the religious and communist fever so strong that they won't go out of the streets? Look, it's going to take some time. Okay, the problem with Pakistan is they don't have an alternative, and their alternative is the army. If anything goes wrong in Pakistan, they have to go back to the army. So there's a catch-22 situation. China is an interesting case. I think it needs a little more time to develop. The problem is developing, the way I look at it. That's why I said tomorrow I'll talk of the shifting needle of China. Okay. Mm. Birth of this civilization started the flooding of Indus. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, Vipin saying good evening. How are you? And yeah, we shouldn't be hyper focused on Pakistan, but we shouldn't take our eyes off the ball. Did we gain from Balakot airstrikes to Op Sindur in terms of military? I think so. Please understand, what we gained was the confidence that you can call Pakistan's bluff. And that was a major thing, from 99, 2000 onwards. It's a national psych, okay? We in the army who've been in the thick of it understand this. And that's what we gained. We broke that, which is very important. And that is why they are on the run now. Yeah, this is also a fake narrative. I agree with you about J35 and all. It's all fake. It's a fake in China itself. Yeah. Only ANI gets. Yeah, I don't know why they do it. It's, yeah, I agree with you. Islam and the Muslim world is not a problem if it weren't for Pakistan. I agree. We have good relations with the UAE. We have good relations with the Saudi Arabia. We have good relations with so many African countries. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the end of the day. We'll wind up here. I've taken quite a lot of your questions. Thanks for joining in again. And if you liked it, like the video, also subscribe to Gunner Shot. Tomorrow we'll talk of how the needle is changing for China. It is changing. I mean, today the article which I read about Cambodia was something. So there is a change, and we'll see how that changes, whether it will follow through or not. Because following something a shift is happening. Where is this shift going to go or not? Or not? Could go either way. We'll see. We'll track. Right? So we'll see tomorrow what's the whole story. Morning, join me. The shift in the needle in China. Okay. Bye. See you. Have a great day. Jai Hind to all of you.